Because once responsibility calls, we get a beautiful wife or a beautiful husband, am I right? And it's nothing like that. It's nothing better than having a good spouse, another womb that you become attached. And I say that like I'm married, but I feel like I'm still married. I just recently, lost my wife, Rosa Sharieff, praise be to Allah. Some people in Chicago know Rosa,
we know her.
She was a good sister, very good sister, praise be to Allah. Yeah, we miss her, alhamdulillah, we miss her. And we pray Allah grant her the highest part in Jannah, alhamdulillah, along with your dad. Yes, way up there, Allahu Akbar. So I know that what marriage does, alhamdulillah. And I know what a woman can do for a man, praise God. Because that's another woman, she makes him better. And in a way, I think she makes him more better than he makes her better. You know what I mean? He helps her.
We go like this and they keep us.
Yeah.
Keep us in check.
Exactly. So praise be to Allah. It's just benefits, and more benefits. And then we grow old and get wiser. You know what I mean? Because, I used to live in this area, right? And so I used to, in my heyday, this is where I ran around, right? Now, and it seemed like it was just yesterday, but all I had to do is go look in the mirror and I say, it was not yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. Yeah, well, it feels like it, alhamdulillah. It feels like it was just yesterday. I was running around here, praise be to Allah. So we grow up and we get wise, but during that whole time, there's tests for us to grow and be better, alhamdulillah. And I'm reminded of the hadith of the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. One time he was out in the desert and they were sitting, and the Prophet took a stick and he drew a rectangle in the sand. And he drew lines on the top and on the sides and on the bottom and on the other side. Then he took a line in the middle and drew it, and it went outside the box. So the companions, they said, Ya Rasulullah, what you up to there? Peace be upon the Prophet. He said, what's going on, And he said, this square here, this is man's life. And the square, outside of that is death. But this is his life. And those lines, he said, those are trials and tribulations and tests. And he said, if this one miss you, this one surely will get you. And if you get by this one, don't think you're going to get by this one. He said, this goes on for the human being's entire life. So I just want to know if I can get a witness here. Is that true? So when you get a magical age, it don't just become everything's good. No, it's not like that. Praise be to Allah.
Enjoy the peace in the moment.
In the moment.
The difficulties don't come.
Right,
It's coming back, but you gotta enjoy life.
Yeah. Rosa, when she was kind of going through a sick, she went to the store and she brought a sign, a little sign, and two of them. And she put them in the bathroom at the mirror. One of them said, embrace the moment. Because
That's all you can do.
yeah, you have to really appreciate every moment. Because we don't know what's going down the line.
Yeah.
And the other one said, breathe in life. Because a lot of times we don't know how precious life is. And just taking in one breath, that's a mercy from God. So every time I come in the bathroom, it's still there, so I just start breathing. I just breathe, alhamdulillah, and thank Allah for the breath. And I try to appreciate every moment.
No babies in your house.
No babies.
That's what I do every morning. I walk outside the house and
right? Yes, alhamdulillah. But hey, I've been there though. Allahu Akbar. So as we go older, the benefits continue, and the merciful benefactor, he also gives help. He gives help, but he just don't give any help. He gives kindly help. His help is very kindly. We're getting help that we don't even realize. And it's coming to us very kindly. Because all help don't come that way. Some people can help you, and you don't even want that help.
Right.
You know, just the way that,
Right.
you know, yeah, man, here's $50. You look like you in bad shape. Keep your $50, man. You know, I'm figure something out. You know, you ain't got to do it like that. You know, but Allah, He's always giving that kind of help, and I'm reminded that, you know, I had a few precious engagements with your father, and his help was kindly. He didn't, you know, he was interested in how he would help you, but help you with a spirit of kindness, you know. And I said, you know, and I said, that's something that we all should have, all of us, you know. But, you know, and He's also the merciful Redeemer. Praise be to Allah. And I looked at the Redeemer, it means one that releases you from debt. That sounds good, huh? Be free, clean of debt. Allahu Akbar. That sounds real good to me. Yeah, I think we all are bouncing here a little bit lighter and everything, you know. Yeah, praise be to Allah. But when Allah redeems, our greatest debt is the debt to God Almighty. We owe a debt to Allah. As we sit here, we're breathing, we're taking in life. Alhamdulillah. And every breath we take, we owe for that. Alhamdulillah. I think probably while I'm talking, some of you now are thinking about what's for iftar, right? You know, and that's,
Now we are.
you know, I mean, because, and that's food, and that's a gift from God, you know. So God is, He frees us from the consequences of sin, and He does that by us turning to Him. All we have to do is turn to God. And God reminds us constantly in the Quran, turn to me, which means that we're going the other direction. If God has to say turn to me, that means if we don't watch it, we'll be gone in another direction. So God reminds us to turn to Him. And I just want to say, praise be to Allah, that no matter who you work for, dear people, dear Muslims, I don't care what job you have, I don't care what company, it can be the biggest company, they can offer the greatest benefit package that anyone ever had. But they don't offer the package that God offers. So we have to be workers for God. No, I don't care what position you're in. I don't care what job, but you can be Barack Obama, but you still got to be a worker for God. You can be a janitor or whatever. Not that that's a low position, but you doing this work for God, because our life, our death, our service of sacrifice is all for God. So no matter when God takes us, we're going to get a beautiful benefit package, inshallah. And you know, because like I mentioned earlier, praise be to Allah, it was just yesterday that I was running around here, but now I don't want to say how old I am, but praise be to Allah. But it was good. It was a good piece back, you know. And so, and I know I've been here longer than I'm going to stay here. I don't know that, because I've read about 140. And I'm from Mississippi, praise be to Allah. And where there's a museum, and there's an ex-slave, and his picture is in there. And he died right there in Marion County at the age of 144 years old. 144, ex-slave, 144. So every time I go in there, I say, I get a little bit more straight in my, you know, I see myself a little bit younger. Alhamdulillah. And we all got to do that, because we got work to do, y'all.
That's right.
Yeah, we got work to do. We got work to do. And we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We have to do it because of the example that your father set. We have to do it. And we're going to do it, inshallah. Yes. So, mercy. And one of the I won't say nicknames, but one of the names of Ramadan is the month of mercy. All right? It's the month of mercy. And dear beloved Muslims, and it's a mercy to be Muslim. Whew. That's a great mercy. Especially when you got new laws coming out that say 2 men can marry and 2 women can marry. As a Muslim, isn't that horrible? And then you see the majority of people saying, okay, that's okay. So thank God to be Muslim. So they say, well, you know, since they together, why can't you just go? They should deserve. How can you sanction something at the end that God says is abomination at the beginning? So how can I go to the end and say that's okay when it's we don't build anything on an undermined sand cliff? Am I right? No, we build on a. When your father came to New Medina that first year, he said, this is a new start. This is a new start since slavery. He said, no, this is a new start since Africa. And he said, they're going to build a masjid. They're going to build it. They're going to build it. And when that first one blew down, I said, oh man. Man, Muhammad said, we're going to build it though. You know what I mean? So we started the second one. It blew down too. The first one, it was just cash money that we had invested. So it was lost. The next one we said, well, yeah, we're going to put some insurance on this one, So when the second one blew down, a lot, and he had to do because the kind of wind that came to do that, it had a direction and a purpose. I mean, it just came and boom. And so when that happened, our Christian neighbors, they sent us a message and said, don't you get the message that y'all don't belong here. He said, don't y'all get the message that y'all don't belong here. So when we was looking at the structure blown down, I saw some of the sisters, they was crying. And I told them, I said, hey, okay, y'all get your crying out now because we got more work to do. So y'all go ahead and cry. But we're going for number 3. You get 3 strikes, am I right? Alhamdulillah. In Chicago, I used to play baseball. And just give me one more swing, I'm good to go. Praise be to Allah. So as we was building our third one, the main church in our area caught on fire and burnt down. So we sent them a message. And along with the message, we said, we're sorry for your loss. Please accept this contribution for the building. That was our message to them. Excellent. Allahu Akbar. So your father said, and they're going to build that masjid, and they're going to build, and they're going to build, and they're going to build with excellence, alhamdulillah. So New Medina might not be as big as we want it to be, but what we do have, that when we finally got that masjid, it's a good, it's not, what's that? Yes. Is it a good masjid? Yes. This is one of our biggest supporters. Right now. When I say biggest supporter, all we have to do is just say, Imam Furqan, are you coming? Yes, I'm coming. We put him to work. So I think about my wife, Imam Furqan. Do you remember how did she? No, let me do it. Let me ask. How do you spell work? I mean, I'm good already. I'm sorry. How do you spell New Medina? Okay. And that was Rose's. That was her. She came up with that.
Imam Sharieff, will you tell everybody the motto?
An environment that makes it easy to remember Allah.
That's the motto.
That's the motto of New Medina. An environment to make it easy to remember Allah. And the reason we chose that is because Shaitan wants to make it easy for you to forget.
That's right. That's right.
Because we was invited to the University of Southern Mississippi, and I looked, and I was just up there talking, right? And somebody asked a question, and I just told them, I said, well, what we're trying to do is trying to make an environment to make it easy to remember Allah, God, and make it hard for our young folks to find. We know the trouble's there, but we want to make it just a little bit harder for them to get to. We want to expand the boundaries, so it won't be so easy to get into it, you know. And so we talk. So the idea of New Medina is for that boundaries to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Praise be to Allah. So New Medina is not a Mississippi thing. I just want people to know that. Your father came. If it was just a Mississippi thing, he would not have came and told us it was a new start. Since Africa, that's big, isn't it? Allahu Akbar. So we got work to do. And I'm inviting all of y'all on the. We're having a 30th anniversary, 30 years straight. I want to see everybody's face in the place. Okay? So remember that date, May the 27th, 28th, and 29th of 2016.
Yeah, it never changed. Memorial weekend every year.
Yeah, Allahu Akbar. And I remember one time, because your father has started a program here in Chicago on Memorial Day weekend. So the believers would come. And and our retreats were starting to get smaller too, you know what I mean? Because you want to be around here, man. So they were telling us, they said, you should move your retreat date. So we had already moved it because initially it was in September, and when Imam Muhammad came, it was like 100 degrees out. And so Imam Muhammad suggested maybe we should change our So anyway, we moved it to the 30th, May 30th, praise be to Allah. And it still get pretty hot, but alhamdulillah. So one time he had an imams meeting in Harvey, Illinois, and we was upstairs. So I said to myself, this is a good opportunity to ask Imam Muhammad. I said, Imam, he said, any questions? I said, yeah, Brother Imam. I said, in New Medina, we've been doing Memorial Day weekend, and you have your program on Memorial Day weekend. Do you think we ought to maybe move our date? He said, oh, no, please don't do that. He said, alhamdulillah. He said, Memorial Day weekend is a celebration that should be celebrated throughout the country, And I don't know if it was a coincidence, but that next year, your father only had a one day, and it was only one day after that. I don't know if y'all can, anyway. And I'm gonna say, and I say, I know I couldn't have that kind of influence, but I don't know. Your daddy is interesting. I mean,
not influence. You asked the question.
Yeah.
And that's how he was. He took any concern of any believer, and you said yourself that he was. I forget how you described it. That he was real.
He was a kindly helper.
Kind. And that was sincere, because he always had a kind, sincere response.
Right. And he had it on Sunday. Right. So so people could come to New Medina and go to.
Right. Yeah. People wouldn't believe the things that he would change because of addressing the concern of one believer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's the way Prophet Muhammad was.
I've seen him do it, and it break my heart when I see things. And made me say, I ain't taking nothing else to my father, because I didn't mean for him to respond in that way. But you got to think about it. If you go into somewhere of power, remember, they're not going to respond the way you would respond, because you don't have the power there. Right. So when they respond, you say, sometimes you get what you ask for. That's right. So, so I would say,
praise be to Allah.
To work this out myself.
So thank Allah, we're still moving on that path for what Imam Muhammad asked us to do. He said, I don't know if y'all remember, praise be to Allah, but a few of the believers in Mississippi heard him. He said, you all should move out from the cities into a more rural environment and establish yourself and attack the city from a position of strength. Did he say that? Anybody remember that? Yeah. So when we moved out there, people would come and say, man, what y'all moved out here for? The people in the city. So I said to myself, I just kept on hearing Imam Muhammad's voice, not their voice. So now, even though we're 20 miles outside of Hattiesburg, 10 miles outside of Columbia, but anytime the newspaper wants any Islamic viewpoint, they come to us. Yes. Anytime the television wants somebody to speak on something, they come to Medina. We have a radio program that comes out regularly. And it's just not your typical radio program. Praise be to Allah. You know, we do Fajr every morning at the masjid. And we make salat. And after salat, we read the Quran in the Arabic. Then we translate it in English. Then we read in Hadith. And my father, Abdul Hakim Sharieff, he said, man, he said, this is just too good for just us to be. He said, this should be going out on the radio. So we said, we might have it. So we start taping it. One day a week, we would come, we call it the New Medina devotion session. Alhamdulillah. And we recite the Quran in Arabic, English, translation, and after that, I mean, nobody, and here's the thing, nobody goes and look at the verses before. Because we read a section every morning, right? So now, don't you go and go get tafsirs for that. Right. No, it's got to be from the heart with Allah, trusting Allah's spirit that morning, alhamdulillah. So now after you finish reading the Quran, and that's about 10 minutes, but we got a 30-minute program. So now what, you know? So now comes Allah's inspiration to all of us. And so far it's just been fantastic, you know. And people are really, we're getting responses of people hearing that program, you know. So, alhamdulillah. And that's a mercy also. And it's a mercy to be fasting right now. Praise be to Allah. How many people are not fasting? See, I mean, the majority of the world is not fasting, but we're fasting. And it's a mercy, dear beloved people, to be a new people. That's a great mercy. To be how many people are new? And you may say, well, alhamdulillah, but you know, somebody say, well, look, I want to be in that group. Yeah. Well, are you ready to go through 400 years of slavery? 100 years of Jim Crow? Then you can be new too. You know, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Come on, you know, right? No, well, y'all be new by yourselves. You know? But no, we say, because the reason we say yeah, because we know that God did that. Right. Alhamdulillah. God wanted somebody, because Allah knows where Islam is going. He sees it for hundreds of years. He wanted somebody to have it fresh and new. Yes, that's right. And to do that, he needed a new people. That's right. Praise be to Allah. So we're the people now with the spirit to carry the Quran. Praise be to Allah. And your father represented that. Right. Because when I think about knowledge, and I think about the knowledge that your father had, and our leader, I think about the knowledge that he had knowledge, didn't he? Yeah. Of the Quran and of the Sunnah of Muhammad. And what's going out in the world too. He wasn't like just some people get holy, holy, holy. He knew what was going on. So he knew what was going on. But that is not why I love him. I loved his spirit more than I loved his knowledge. Because I know his knowledge would be nowhere without his spirit.
That's right. That's right.
Because there's many people who had the same knowledge that he attained, but weren't able to do the things that he did.
That's right.
So it was his spirit.
That's right.
You know, that's what I tell people. Sometimes people don't understand why they envy you or why they, and they say, well, how do I get what you get? And I don't say it, but I'm always thinking about mine. I say, you got to have my spirit.
That's right. That's right.
And that's what the believer, never fret over people being envious of you or looking at you, wondering why you got this and that. They don't have your spirit, which causes you to look for excellence. A Muslim seeks to perfect whatever he does. And so we achieve it. We achieve great beauty and great excellence in our works.
That's right.
Yes.
And people notice it. They notice it. But you have to let them know that Allah gives the credit that I serve my
See, that's what we have to do. We have to praise be to Allah. You know, people say, they kind of splintered. You know what I mean? They working over here, they working over there, they working over there. The key is for everybody to truly work. See, if we really working, then God said in the Quran, work, I'll pull you together.
That's right.
Does that say that?
Yes.
He says that you work in your place and eventually I'll pull you
That's right,
together.
That's right.
But those, he said, the workers. Now those that driving around, they want when the jam comes together, you're gonna be out there.
That's
But if you're working,
That's right.
and you don't even, but while you're working, even though you're working for this, you're in great support of that.
Right.
Even though that's not what you pick,
Right.
but you're hoping and you're praying for
Right.
that too.
Lord,
You have a love for it.
Right.
That's what we got. That's what we got to have. We got to have a love. Like I have a